Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi, folks. Welcome back. I'm going to show you a really short clip. You may have seen it already. It was it's about a minute and a half long. Well, this clip's going to be a lot shorter. It was about a gentleman that called in. I guess it was a live call to President Biden and his wife, Jill, a.k.a. Dr. Biden. And, wishing each other Merry Christmas. And the president said, tell your kids to be in bed by 9 or Santa won't come. That kind of chit-chat that you get when you're older like that and you think everybody's 3 years old. And the father of the kids called and wished the Bidens Merry Christmas. And then he said this, and Biden's reaction is priceless.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas as well.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, and let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon, the president said, I agree. Now, would that be funny? If that was Trump, people would laugh. But here's the part that makes this just crazy. I don't think the clue the president had, I'll say call him the president because that's what he is, whether we like it or not. The president had no clue. I don't think he has a clue what Let's Go Brandon means. I think he's that shielded and that sheltered. Now, he's been to a few disasters where the people in the crowd have shouted, Let's Go Brandon. And they probably told him it's some internet meme that's words of encouragement or something like that. And he's probably the only person in the United States that's above 10 years old, maybe even 8 years old, that knows that Let's Go Brandon means F you, Joe Biden. As we all know from the NASCAR tape, when the NASCAR driver won his first race, it was happy for him. And the crowd was chanting F Joe Biden. Now, they didn't use the letter F, they used the full word, which you can't use here. And so the NBC reporter, the sports reporter, she, quicker on her feet, said, oh, look, they're shouting, Let's Go Brandon. So that's where it came from, for those of you that don't know, besides President Biden, the 2 or 3 people left that don't know. Now, am I taking joy out of the fact that this gentleman is in the beginning, if not middle stages of dementia? No, not at all. I have an 84-year-old mother who's having difficulties. I see how tough it is as you get that age. And my mother's older than President Biden. And I take no joy in it, but here's the thing. My mother doesn't have the nuclear codes. My mother doesn't represent 1/3 of our federal government if you say the Supreme Court is 1/3. And if you don't, he represents 1/2 of the federal government. Congress being 1/2, the House and the Senate, and the executive the other. That is the issue, and that is the problem. Those of you Biden voters out there that just couldn't stand Donald Trump. He's a pompous ass. He's arrogant. He's conceited. Wah. He tweets too much. He's too mean on Twitter. Blah, 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 blah. You Democrats have put us, I should say mostly Democrats. There might have been some Republicans that voted for Biden. We'll see the vast majority are Democrats. You put us in this spot. You put the other 70 million people that voted, and God knows how many more that didn't vote, in this spot just because you wanted Donald Trump out. Well, what are you going to do about it now? You say, well, next year they'll put the 25th Amendment on Biden. They'll threaten him with it privately maybe, and they'll see they have enough signatures from the cabinet to enforce the 25th Amendment, causing him to step down. But who's going to be the vice president if not Kamala Harris? If it is Kamala Harris, we're screwed. If it's somebody else, we're screwed. This is one of those deals where you're going to have to go through a lot of bad before you come out the other side. And it was done, not by Donald Trump. It was done by Democrats at the state and local level, things they did, which I won't go into. And I'm not saying there was anything unlawful even done. The things that they did with the mail-in ballots and the scared people with COVID, they played it brilliantly, I have to admit. They saw an opportunity and they took it. And they ran with it and they ran hard. So here we are. Here we are. I saw Trump in his last interview. Gosh, he's lost a bunch of weight. I've never seen the guy look better since 20 years ago. Yeah, Trump's older, but his health is in very good. You can tell he takes good care of himself. He's never smoked. He's never drank. And all the weight he's lost, I'm assuming he's cleaned up his diet. And I'm delighted over that. Absolutely delighted. You say, well, John, Joe Biden just can't walk over to the button and push it and launch the missiles. Yeah, that's true. There's a procedure to go through. But the procedure they're going to go through and the person they're going to go through is not Joe Biden. It's going to be the people that are the president of the United States. Because this guy obviously isn't. And they have no faces, unelected, unaccountable, and unnamed. Those are the people who really want to have the authority to launch nuclear weapons. People you've never heard of. People you've never voted for or against. This isn't a democracy if that happens. That's not really democracy. This isn't a republic either. It's sad. And that shows not just his dementia, is the fact that he's not really president. And we're seeing people leaving Kamala Harris's staff. There's rumors that are leaking out. And here's the thing. These rumors that are leaking out concerning Biden and his staff and people wanting to leave and they see the ship is sinking, as well as Kamala Harris's staff. When these things leak out in the mainstream media, I mean the sleazeballs, NBC, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, they're letting the leaks become news, which means they're getting approval from the White House, whoever's running it, to do it. So they're undermining their own White House, and who knows why. And here we are Christmas Day, and I take no joy in the fact that I'm showing that our commander-in-chief, the chief executive of the United States, is like this. He lives in a bubble and he's clueless. And if he was told what Let's Go Brandon really means and forgot about it, as nasty as it is, and just said that back to the person, and now they're going to say, well, he said it in jest. He knows what it means, and he wasn't going to have a confrontation on a live call. It's just not proper because it's not good manners. For those of you that don't like swearing, cover your ears. That line and that way of thinking is pure adulterated bullshit. It is. But that's probably what will happen. Watch and see. But the people with at least 3 brain cells touching, even the Biden supporters, see it. And they're now in a box. Or do they go? He's got that really deep Democrat bench. Let's see who they got. Let me see. Well, there's their list of their top-notch people. Who are they going to have? The only one that's even got a shot at all, maybe the governor of Colorado, I forget his name, and Gavin Newsom, the one that's taking the richest, most populous state in the country and driving it into the ground. And that's all they have. Buttigieg, Mayor Pete, I believe he ran Great Bend, Indiana, and he ran that crappy. I know a little bit about city government. I used to be a councilman in the early 2000s in upstate New York, so I know a little bit about city government. And he couldn't even run Great Bend properly. It's the only thing on the resume of a lot of elected officials, especially local ones, whether it be county, city, school boards, city councils, is the letter in the front of their name. That's what gets them elected, not them, unless they've just done something or said something so horrendous. And the same thing with Joe Biden. They didn't vote for Joe Biden. They voted for the D in front of his name and the fact that he wasn't Donald Trump. One or the other, or actually could be both. And here we are. Here we are. The Constitution is taking a terrible pounding. The founding fathers basically set up an idiot-proof way of governing. And they didn't figure the idiots would be this powerful or this bad. We only need to last one more year. January 2023, the Republicans will have the House and the Senate, or both. Are they the greatest in the world? No. But at least it stops this madness. And then the American people can figure out who to vote for president and what to do. The brilliance of the founding fathers has kept us intact as a republic this long. I feel this is the greatest threat to our republic since I've been born. And I was born in November of 1956. I'm 65 last month. Not to be doom and gloom, but this is the reality we face for the next year. It's going to be long and it's going to be hard between the draconian COVID nonsense in a state like I live in. There's actually legislation pending in committee. You can incarcerate and grab someone just if you suspect they've been near COVID. Don't have to have it. Don't have to test positive. Just if you think they do. And hold them against their will. Folks, that's scary. And that's what's coming. So those of you in red states that live freer, God bless you. Good for you. But for us, we're going to have a long year. So like I said, not to sound doom and gloom at Christmas, but I think there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. And I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a great Happy New Year. That life will give you all the pleasure and joy that God will allow. And we'll see. We're strong enough to get through this. We just have to stick together. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.